When filmmaker Helen Hill was murdered in January of 2007, New Orleans had just seen a spike in crime 6 months prior that led the governor to deploy the National Guard to bring back a sense of post-Katrina law and order. Helen and 5 other people had been murdered in 24 hours, slamming the criminal justice system that was struggling. And no suspects were ever publicly named in her murder. Today, we launched an exclusive in-depth investigation into what happened in Helen's case, one that led us to uncover problems with others. Here's a preview.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about New Orleans, I would say.
I didn't want her to go back there.
New Orleans was a magnet. Helen could not be kept away.
Was it fear, or was it that you didn't want her to go?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose her, and it was fear. New Orleans, I think, is a dangerous place.
Central City becomes the site of the city's first murder of the new year. Tonight, the NOPD investigates the 4th murder of 2007.
Already, there have been more murders in the city of New Orleans than days in the new year.
It was the 6th murder in less than 24 hours, and neighbors say it's evidence of a city where crime is out of control.
She said she just had a feeling in her gut that something horrible was going to happen.
Filmmaking is fun. People didn't think she was real, that she was so nice and friendly.
Helen was like this saint.
A light went out in New Orleans.
I'm Becky Lewis from Columbia, South Carolina.
And why am I talking to you right now?
Well, I'm the mother of Helen Hill, Helen and Jake Hill, and Helen was murdered in New Orleans.
I make short, independent films.
In the film world, Helen is best known for the tiny paper puppets she made with bodies that move and eyes that blink to build stories in part through stop-motion animation.
And she wasn't just a filmmaker, she made a lot of visual art, and she was very, very creative.
Helen gave birth to a baby boy in New Orleans just a few months before Hurricane Katrina flooded their mid-city home.
In fact, she had, when they were in South Carolina, she started a postcard campaign. Why should we move back to New Orleans?
Becky begged her not to go.
I don't know, I guess I think that, were there bad things happening in New Orleans at that time?
The Facebook was like, she might be dead. Please come right now, please, God.
On January 4th, 2007, Helen was shot and killed by an intruder in their home. Paul says he was shot 3 times, shielding Poppy, hiding in the bathroom to protect him.
Before Katrina, this house where Paul and Helen lived was in a neighborhood considered safe.
Helen's murder made national news. She was one of 6 people murdered in 24 hours. I've been working with Helen's family for a few years now to try and figure out what went wrong in her case and where the investigation stands now. We're rolling out her 4-part documentary series called The Mystery in New Orleans, Helen Hill. It's beginning tonight on WUPL at 6:30, right after this newscast. And you can also stream it on the WWL app on your TV or on your phone.